Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. You pushing this 100% truth of the gospel, waking up and sealing the elect of the nation of Israel through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai. And salutation to your sincere Archimedes that are pushing this gospel in righteousness and sincerity. Jeremiah chapter 4 verse 22, and it reads, "For my people is foolish, they have not known me, they are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge." Alright, so that answer, this is your brother, so, okay, about one, you're bringing out another lesson, and what we're going to go into is, alright, Diego Maradona, a football legend, dies at 60. The headlines read, "God is dead." The most, this is just goes to show the level of wickedness that is on the earth right now, and there are people that co-sign this madness. Alright, so the Most High is putting forth judgment upon the earth, and the next high-profile victim is this individual right here, Diego Maradona. And a lot of people, especially you are came in Babylon, you've probably heard of this person. This is basically, and he's and I want to say Asherites. I don't know how the proper way to pronounce the men of the tribe of Asher, but he's an Asherite. He comes from Argentina. Cuba to Argentina. Anyway, it's like I think the Cuban is actually the Manassites. But anyway, he's from Argentina. So oh yeah, Brazil, Peru, Argentina, I believe. But anyway, he's a Asherite. He's a legend, and he's also a legend in football. Which is what soccer, I believe. But he's a legend, and they considered him, the god of football, which is of course more of the wickedness, more showing going more into the wickedness of our people. But anyway, let me just get anybody. Anyway, he was rather he has been found dead recently. And this article actually goes into it. But what's actually caught my eye is this headline right here. Because many headlines are going into that. They are basically calling this dude a god. And I can clearly see it right here. All these headlines, most of them aren't in English, but they all had the same basic they all said the same thing, Dios, which if you go into go into, I believe that is the Italian and the Portuguese. That is the old way, the old way of saying God. And basically these headlines are basically praising this dude, even this individual, this Maradona. Even after he died, they praised him as God, the god of football. They even going as to saying God is dead, because of because of his death, which of course is the most high judgment upon the earth, and he's just another victim of that judgment. So let me get the book of Ezekiel before I go into the article. So let me just get a few precepts before I go into the article, and of course I'm still going to get more precepts after I go into the article. So this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14, and I'll start from verse 2. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, these men have set up their idols in their hearts, and put a stumbling block of their iniquity before their face. And that's right, because so many people worship this dude, worship this man Diego Maradona like he's a god, especially those Asherites. Alright, that's why they gave him the name God of Football, because considering in a country like Argentina now, this guy is basically this guy is basically just that a god in that country is worshipped, is respected. They put up what they, I think they even have statues of this dude, man. This is what our people do. You know, they have this. They heap to themselves all these fake false gods. That's why the scripture said that the gods of Judah are as many as the cities. They heap unto themselves false gods, and it's not just the idols of the other nations, but even individuals. Members of our own people, and maybe and even members of the of hidden of, and even members of hidden nations, and you raise them up to the level of the Most High. That's why whenever the apostles go into it, first and foremost, they say that in every black household, in every of the Southern Kingdom household, you have what, an image of Cesare Borgia, which is their main god right there. which of course is not our God, and is the image of one of the and is the image of what a heathen. Then you have what a picture of MLK, Malcolm X. These are the people that these are who are the gods that our people worship. These are the images that people reverence. And this Maradona is one of those images because you have statues of these statuettes. All right, yeah, you can even actually Google this. Even in the plantation Christian churches in Argentina, you have statuettes of these dudes right inside them. And I'm not really going to go into that right now. I just want to make this lesson this a quick lesson. But this is what our people are doing. They basically turned this individual this dude into an idol. And if you know anything about Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, if you have any understanding of the scriptures, you will know that the Most High did not like that. Right, so the Most High has put that judgment on this dude, man, because the scriptures will go into all that he will visit all the gods of Egypt. And guess what? This dude have been this Diego Maradona has been made one of those gods. That's why you see men individuals like Malcolm X, MLK, Tupac, all these people all these so-called great men, real role models, heroes that are that Esau has pushed on our people for them to reverence, for them to venerate. That's why you see them having such gruesome deaths. That's why you see them basically being put, basically being judged the way that they have, because they are lifted up themselves as the most, and they want, I know, and they were puffed up in pride. When they saw the way people were reverencing them, the way people were worshiping them, what did they do? They did not say, let us give they don't say, leave us out of it, we are just men, let us give the glory unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But instead, they continue to accept all that praise, all that glory, and continue to see themselves in that higher state. And the Most High did what? He humbled them, right? He put them low, he put them in the grave, he put them 6 feet under to show that they are just men, and he is the God, right? He is the only one true power. And going back to Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22, that shows how stupid our people are, even after they have died. Even because they have died now, people begin to idolize them even more, begin to deify them even more, to turn them into basically, make shit gods. They are just completely, alright. They have completely turned them into idols all the way now. And even the scriptures going to that. I believe that is the book of either the Wisdom of Solomon, the 14th or 15th chapter. It talks about how these graven image. It talks about the exact same thing about how these graven images are being formed. Let me see. Let me see. I think that should be the ending part. Um, hold on. Let me look for it. Okay, yeah, it is. Right, let me start from the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 16, and it reads, thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom grew strong, was kept as a law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandment of kings, whom men could not honor in presence because they dwelt afar off. They took the counterfeit of his visage from afar, and made an express image of a king whom they honored, to the end that by this their forwardness they might flatter him that was absent as if he were present. Right, and that's basically it right there. These, right, that's basically right there. These pictures that you have of these people, these men, even the statuettes I was talking about previously, of these men, they had made images of themselves, and basically decreed that people should worship them. They're going into the different kings that had done this exact same thing, like the kings of Babylon, um, the king of Babylon during that time. Talking about, they made the image of himself. That was the story of Daniel and the lions. Then they were going. Let me just get back into topic. So I'll go to the book. So let me just get the article. So I completely forgot about the article. Alright, so this is the article right here. God is dead. Newspapers pay tribute to Argentina great Maradona, and it reads, Diego Maradona's death dominated the front and back pages of newspapers as the world bid farewell to the god of football. And this is what they are calling this individual, but he has, the Most High has put him down at our base team and shown that he is not, that he is no god. All right. Quotes, and I continue, with his renowned hand of God quote featured prominently. Maradona died after suffering a heart attack at his home in a suburb of Buenos Aires on Wednesday, less than a month after his 60th birthday. God is dead read a headline in French newspaper L'Equipe alongside a picture of the former Argentinian striker in the national team's famous blue and white striped kit. And let me just end it there. I didn't want to bring out too much. That's basically it. Alright. He got killed by a heart attack. The most I put sense that spirit, that spirit of heart attack to get him right in his house. Right now, if he was an actual god, and if he was a deity that he could, if he had like actual power, if he could consider himself to be like the Most High, you would think that in the comfort of his own home, he would be safe from the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But guess what? This is the book of Deuteronomy 32, verse 39, and it reads, See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. There is nobody up there with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. He is he is they call him a god, but he couldn't deliver himself from judgment. At the end of the day, he fell into the hands of the one true God, the only power, the Almighty Allah Himself. It's like Almighty Allah Himself, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh. Alright, so let me get another precept. That is First Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. And it reads, First Samuel 2 verse 6, Yahweh killeth and maketh alive, he bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Yahweh maketh poor and maketh rich, he bringeth low and lifteth up. And it is only the Most High himself that can do all these things. It is only our power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, that can do all these things. All these other gods that you worship, all these other men that you have put in such a high estate, they cannot do these things, not even for themselves. Right, so all these rich men that you have, Bezos, Gates, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, guess who put them there? Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Right, even right, they have no say in their own affairs. They can't, they're not the ones that decided that they will be billionaires. It is the Most High that put them in that position, all for what? To fulfill His will. Okay. All right. So let me get another preset, and just to show the judgment of all those that consider themselves gods on this side, that want to put themselves, that want to put themselves in that same position as the Most High. All right. So this book of Acts 12, verse 21, and it reads. And upon a set day, Herod, arrayed in royal apparel, sat upon his throne and made an oration unto them. And the people gave a shout, saying, It is the voice of a God and not of a man. And immediately the angel of Yahweh smote him, because he gave not God the glory, and he was eaten of worms and gave up the ghost. And that is it right there. When they call you a god of football, when they say you are the god, that you are the god of football, you are the god, you have the god hand, because that's what made Maradona popular in his time. How he had scored a goal by using his hands, um, which is a huge foul in football. But he managed to do, but he had managed to do it. And you can just go, if you want to go into the story, you can go into it by do your research about, doing more research concerning it. But that's basically it. When he was called a god, when he was reverenced, when he was celebrated in this manner, he did not give the glory to the Most High. And we all know what the scripture says. He will not share his glory with anybody. And let's get that. Let's get that right now. Isaiah 42, verse 8. Let's get that. So this is the book of Isaiah 42, verse 8. I am Yahweh, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. And that is plain right there. And the Most High, plain right there, the most High likes to receive His praise, right? Which is why He created those spirits which is why He created those spirits, those 24 elders, I believe, going into the Book of Revelation. That all they will do is constantly praise His name. The Most High likes to receive His praise, right? And anybody that takes away that praise from Him, especially among our people, especially when it is Israelites that are giving that person that praise, the Most High is going to put them to death. This is exactly what happened to this individual right here, Diego Maradona. Right, he faced that judgment because he has puffed himself up. So all you people out there, whether you are Israelites or heathen, are listening to this video and are trying to do the exact same thing, especially you Esau, you can clearly see what's coming to you. Right, you're going to be put, you're going to be put through the grind, and the Most High is going to, right, he's going to chew you up and spit you out. With those missiles, with those chariots, especially what is going to come, what's going to come your way, harsh destruction and a harsh judgment. All right. So let me get my final precept. Let me close out with this. Galatians chapter 6 verse 7. Be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Alright, so I'm just going to end it there. Let's give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahwashai, Ba'asham Rachakwadash, Wa Abad Babal. And through the Spirit, are you Akim, are you Akwath, are you Akwath, Salakia, were edified. Shalom.